Shout out to everybody here on the live. My oil trade pumping. My Bitcoin short in the money. If you're in the trading group, you're getting these gains. Let's go, baby. Don't stop. I see you. Critical times for Bitcoin here as we jump on in. The short up 100% in the trading group. Ever since, there we go. Gotta get that gap out of there. Sorry, that's like my biggest pet peeve is the gap. And now it's hard to see which way you gotta go. There we go. It's still not perfect, but hey, better than, there you go. Come on. Close the gap, mind the gap there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show. I gave a short to the trading group about Bitcoin. Bitcoin did not look good to me. Looked like it was going to take a bit of a dump to the downside. We talked about it being in a descending triangle. Let me break that down and show you exactly what I mean here on this 1 hour time frame. But this is a descending triangle. They break down 68% of the time. I find them breaking down 90% of the time. It's like my most paid, chart. And look, you can see how it looks like an Adam and Eve double top. Can't you see the Adam and Eve there on the double top, right? With a curved top and you have that triangle base. And that looks like we're going further to the downside. If you're in the group, we just hit 100. I just hit 100% on the gain there from 68.8 all the way down to 65.8. It's a $3,000 move for Bitcoin. That's gains, baby, gains. And so I don't know what to tell you, but you can make money every single day of the week here. And then you can have a 10-year plan. This is my idea. I day trade the heck out of all this stuff. Oil, gold, Bitcoin, it doesn't matter. I find a way to make money every single day if I can. And with volatility, there tends to be money almost every single day out here. Okay, and with that, we go from there. Hold on, I woke up, my foot was blue. I woke up, my foot was blue like a Smurf. Seriously. No lie. It was bluer than it was insane. My foot was blue, bro. Completely blue. A blue foot. They call me Bluefoot over here. I felt like Papa Smurf. I was joking around with my wife. I said, I feel like I'm a Papa Smurf over here. Anyway, I'm going to take a shot of ginger. Live culture ginger, baby. Let's go. This is what you got to do every single day. Keep yourself going. This is going to burn, sting, feel funny, but it's good. Let's get that shot of ginger in there. I fast a lot. I take shots of ginger, turmeric. I just do what you got to do, man. And you'll find about ginger and turmeric if you keep researching and you learn the best stuff. You'll have the best stuff. It is what it is. You'll look the best. You'll feel the best. My foot's falling off. It doesn't matter. I'm still giving you guys the trades. Last night I was up. I said, hey, I usually make a video for the whole group. And I explain a bunch of stuff. And I go deep in. And I said, man, if they're a beginner right now, they just need to know the sauce. And so I just said, hey, looks to me the charts have spoken. Short on the night, no need for a long update. Like just, get in right now, put a stop loss above this key area. That's it. Like there's nothing else to do here. Like, it had a head and shoulder on the 1 hour in a descending triangle. Like you can make it up and you can start looking at liquidity and watch 100 YouTubers. But at the end of the day, like the TA is TA, right? There it is right there. I'm giving you the short. It looks like we go to 59K. First stop is 64,692 for Bitcoin. So we'll see as we're battling now 66,000. And once you really lose 66K, you're likely going lower as well. And they tried to toy with us with the 5 minute above the 200 moving average, but I didn't buy it. It was just a fake out. And then we took a move to the downside. We lost the 200 moving average on the 5 minute, which is a bearish sign for me. I'm sure we lost the 200 on the 1 minute too, right there, which tells you to short the market, just like it tells you to long right here when we got above it. If you're a 1 minute scalper, which I can teach you how to scalp the 1 minute, I can teach you how to swing trade the 1 hour, I can teach you how to hit the 4 hour, I can teach you how to hit the daily, I can teach you how to trade all different time frames, I can teach you how to trade any asset in the world. We talked about oil, right? I got into the oil trade, and right now it's not amazing, but at one point I think it was up 30%. And so oil doing damage, and that's the other trade I gave to the trading group. So I was short Bitcoin, long oil, 32% so far, in at 64.50, and we'll see where this goes. And you can short and long oil on BTCC. All right, one of the oldest exchanges in the game, been around since 2014, no problems, no issues. I mean, that stands for something. In my humble opinion, that's longevity. And longevity is not an accident. When people are there for a long time, it's not luck. It's what people do, right? It's consistency over time. So if you're here watching me right now, you're learning how to trade every single day. You're putting your best foot forward. You're working on yourself. I thought about the day I started my YouTube channel. And when I really thought about it, I said, it didn't matter what the market was doing, right? You think about it. There could have been Greenland. There could have been war. There could have been Venezuela, Iran, all that. I'm saying that's what's happening now. But, any moment in time, you can pick geopolitical unrest. You can pick a bunch of things to look at. And Sammy back in 2019, you know, the dreamer that I was at 36 years old, I'm turning 43 this year. 7 years ago almost, folks, when I started my YouTube channel. Isn't that crazy? 7 years ago, and bang, look what happened, right? The first 3 years, it was completely for free. It was a labor of love. Nobody really watched me. Nobody really cared. There was really no uptick. It was just me doing what I love to do every single day. And somehow, some way, 4 years after that, things just really took a huge pump to the upside, right? And now here we are. And I just want that to be an amazing story for all of us. Like, I picked up a phone, an iPhone, and I made a video like this. And I said, hey, Binance is giving you free Bitcoin if you buy, you know, they were giving you like 10%, $100 in Bitcoin or something if you open up an account. Or it was crazy. It was actually a pretty good deal. And I said, man, that's interesting. I said, I should tell people about that if they didn't know about it. I mean, who doesn't want some free BTC? And that turned into my first video. I made a logo on Photoshop. I called it Crypto Lifer. I had no idea what I was really going for there. I just had this idea, Crypto Lifer, you know? I'm a lifer, man. I'm in there forever. You know, I had an idea, actually. I was hanging out in motorcycle gangs. I wasn't hanging out, but I was around them. I was working at a motorcycle spot, and one of the guys asked me if I wanted to be in the gang, and I said no. I was really, you know, I've been watching Jax Teller. I grew my hair out. I was wearing the leather vest. And, you know, one dude was like, hey, you want to run? You want to run with us? And I was like, no, I definitely don't want to run with y'all. Like, that's some sketchy stuff. Like, no. Like, being asked to be in a motorcycle gang is a creepy feeling. Like, because, you know, like, you kind of want to do it, like in the movies, but when you realize, like, what it's going to entail, you don't want to be in that. I had a wife and kid in Queens. I wasn't going to be doing that. But, you know, I was approached by one of the guys I had worked with for a while. They said, you want to be, they were called like the Dirty Dozen or something, the Rotten Dozen. I'll get the name one. But they're a real gang in Brooklyn, man. So crazy. Anyway, enough about that. I said, no. I said, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not having anything to do with that. Crazy situation I got put in back then. But that's for another story. That's a story for another time. Okay? It's a story for another time. But the point is, I used to ride my Harley Davidson all around New York City from March until the last moment in November when it was just too cold, and then I would put it away for you know, November, December, January, February, really only 4 months. I'd get that puppy back out the first day in March. It was like 56 degrees, 48, I'd be on that thing. So anyway, we call for the short for Bitcoin. Is there a way that we bounce out of this? Or is it we definitely coming down to the target? I suggest we will. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You know, you're going to attempt to try to dig out of this with some type of inverted head and shoulder possibly. I see it more like a head and shoulder that's going to roll over like another descending. Looks like the target's going to get hit. And you know, we've been seeing this on Bookmap for the last few days, right? They've got all this liquidity down at 65, 64.5, 64,000. Now it's 63,850. And so you could just see where Bookmap is telling us where we're going to go. What is Bookmap? It's a heat map order book explaining, you know, if you had a heat map, basically if people were there, they'd be given, you know, you'd see them at the infrared goggles, right? So it's kind of like if you could see liquidity with infrared. So the deeper the liquidity, the more red you can see. And if I zoomed in here too, you can see this is all deep liquidity. And there's just everyone's stop loss up, you know, and then look, there's not many people shorting the market right now. So too many people are long. All the liquidity is down there. 55,000 looks likely. 60,000 looks like, you can see it, right? And then if you zoom real close in, you can see the closest place we'll get to. It's like a lily pad. This says 64.50 is coming. So I'm staying short. Maybe I'll make 200-300% on this one. I'm staying short. And we're going to go from there. Okay? And so that's where I'm at. And look, they went after the late shorts. If you went in and you put it, a lot of people, what they did is, this is crazy, but this is what happens. So I got in short last night, like I showed my team, and I put my stop loss up here. I'm willing to lose a lot. I made it a bigger trade too. See, if you can see it bigger than most people, if you can zoom out a little longer than most people, let me break something down about the market. This is going to be really interesting, but I'm cooking right now. Let me cook. So let's just say the market was made up of 1,000 people. It's not. We know it's made up of millions. But just for a data set purpose, meaning we're going to take like a small set to kind of show you what I mean. That's the worst 1,000 you've ever seen, but 1,000 people. Okay, 90% of those people are going to be looking at the 1 hour. So let's say Bitcoin's doing this, and it's in a flag. All right? Most people are going to get in here and put a stop loss right below the pattern, okay? Because they're greedy. They don't want to lose a lot, but they want to make a lot. They don't want to have to give anything back to get anything back. They want it all because they haven't learned patience yet. And because they haven't been beat down by the world yet. And that's just 90% of people. Sorry, that's just what it is. So they're going, and what's going to happen, and then now the other trader sees, like me, kind of like me, you see this. And I see this low here and this low here. And I say, I always try to be a couple. So what I do is I risk a little less than, so this person's going $5,000 for 15. If they get hit, they lose $1,000. I'm in here with the stop loss here. I'm going 500 for maybe, let's just say 15 or $2,000. Now, what happens is they go and stop this guy out. He revenge trades a pump up here with another stop. He gets stopped out like 3 or 4 times here. It goes the way he knew it was going to go. And I stay in the trade. And I hit the, and that's why my stop losses don't get hit as much, because 90% of people are going to play a shorter time frame game. What if you zoom out to the 4 hour and you start looking at deeper areas and you make your trade wider? And what I mean by wider is you put yourself around the trade with bigger parameters. You see what I mean? That really changes the game. And that puts you at less risk, because everyone else is going to do the thing that's kind of the riskiest. You have to remember, man, the people that get wealthy are the people that manage risk properly, and they don't chase money over, you know what I mean? They build systems of discipline that create wealth. They don't chase money, okay? People that end up poor, broke basically, or have been rich but end up broke again, they chase money. They're just chasing money all the time. You got to chase discipline and systems, because that's how you'll create more money. 100%, okay? That's the facts. That's how it works. Such good advice. I need to hear this. Thank you. Anytime, man. And again, this is just life advice. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. So people want it. So basically, again, same thing here. So everyone went in on the trade and they put their stop losses in the pattern. Oh, I'll be safe. And they jumped into the short as it started to dump. So they reversed the price and snatched everybody. And then they dumped the price. Okay. And then, but I got in last night and had my stop up in here. I'm still in the trade. Now, I may make less each trade, but over time, I make more money because I don't get stopped out big time. It doesn't matter if you're not making huge money. It matters if you're just making money. 90% of people aren't making any money at all. Remember that. If you came out with $100 today, you're doing better than everybody else. If you came up with $200, just keep repeating that to yourself. You're not chasing someone's $1 million gains. It doesn't matter. This isn't against you and the world. This is you versus you. You're the only one competing against yourself right now. Same with me. I'm in the public eye here, but I'm only competing with myself every single day on a constant basis here. So this is what I saw. I could be completely wrong, but right now it's playing out like it looked like it was right? So there's kind of how we're doing it. And you can trade live on weeks. You could trade live on BTCC. You can trade live anywhere you want. And that's, that's it. And then you move your stop loss to break even. Specifically after they've gotten everybody out of the trade too as well. And that's what I love about weeks. It just it's seamless and easy. Seamless and easy. It's truly amazing how much I've learned in such a little time. God bless you and your family. God bless you, man. People that show up every day and put in the work here on this channel, you're gonna get the sauce. So look at how I trade. We get above the 200 moving average. Inside of a flag. I mean, this looks like a flag. Look, when you put it in here, you can see this is a flag, actually. I trade this bullishly all the time to the upside. So this tells me that we're breaking out. And, it's sad to say, but I see Bitcoin going to $56,000, $57,000. And that's just what it is. That's how the cookie crumbles, folks. Maybe we double top. We get some cat ears here. But that's at least 61K, 61.5. So I see a move down for Bitcoin. I would not get out of the short. I would just continue to short the market. This is upside down. This is my system. Above the 200, touching the 21, inside of a coil. But you flip it upside down, it's the same. It just doesn't look as sexy. When you see it here, you're like, oh yeah, we long that all day long. And you can see the progression. And then you can see it's a parabola, right? And everyone's like, damn, I thought the bottom was in. I don't know where the bottom is. See, I don't do that stuff. I don't do that nonsense these people do, telling themselves they know where price is going. I don't know who comes up with this stuff. It's going to go here. It's going to go there. You have no idea where price is going. Just remember that. I have no clue where price is going. And Sam, how did you call it? I know that descending triangles break to the downside 68% of the time. I didn't use my emotions, my thought process, or my own brain. I traded what the market told me to trade. I saw a head and shoulder pattern, 1, 2, 3 on the 1 hour time frame. They dumped to the downside. That is also a descending triangle. That's what I started learning. An ascending triangle, I fat fingered that. An ascending triangle and a descending triangle, same story, right? Same story. And there you go. I remember I was like, where was that? Coinbase. So I see a move to 64,000. And you say, well, Sam, I missed it. Is there any chance I can get in now? You know, what happened? And, you know, it's a little sketchy right now because they got everyone kind of, you know, they got everyone doing the thing, freaking out. But, like, this is kind of a shoulder ahead. I would look for some type of right shoulder here. I would flip this into a descending triangle, and I would look to get into the next descending triangle. You'd say, but Sam, isn't that a diamond? And I say, you might be right. There could be a diamond forming here. So we have to stay vigilant. We'll watch this. But the diamond will take hours to figure itself out, at least a couple. We'd be here, and there's a chance you could reverse here. It's unlikely. It looks more like we're headed to the downside, but you never know. We just went from 66.3 back to 66, back to 66.250. So there's heavy volatility right now for Bitcoin, and anything can happen. Taking profits is key. So they're trying to bounce the price right now, and it does look like a bit of a diamond. You see it? It's got the whipsaw, resistance in the dump, but I stay bearish, folks. Sorry to say. So was this the bottom that everybody said at 60K? I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't do that stuff. See, everyone's like, we know the bottom is in. We told you the bottom was in. We told you that's the bottom. Now, did I buy it? Yes, I bought a bunch down here. Why? Because the fear and greed index. See, I don't know what's going to happen. I just do what I'm supposed to do. Understand? I'm supposed to buy when the fear and greed is at 6, 9, 7, 8, anything below 10. And dang, man, this thing was at 6 and 9. I mean, how could we not want to grab that up? So you get what you can when you can because of what you got to do. I'm a peon. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing burger. You know, I'm not a billionaire, multi-billionaire. I don't move the world. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put myself down. I love myself. I'm doing great. I'm happy. But you know what I'm saying? I got to be honest with where I am in the world. And so when this is at a 6 and a 9, I have no choice but to buy Bitcoin. If you don't buy Bitcoin when this is at 6 and 9, it's almost pompous. It's almost like thinking like you got so much better things figured out. I mean, it's the scarcest asset in the world, and it's got the heaviest amount of fear. I don't know what else to tell you, but to me, that would make sense. So I just take the math and go with the math. It is what it is. All right? So yeah, I would look for this to continue down today and head lower. I see 64.6, and so does the heat map. The order book is all, look at it, it's all red down here. It's all red down there. Look at all that. Look at all this liquidity. Oh my gosh, all the way to 60K. We can walk right down in there. So it's waiting for us right there, telling us it's going down. It's completely up to you whether you jump in or not. Like, I can't, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not 100%. Maybe it reverses to the upside and goes in a massive pump out of nowhere, but it doesn't look likely to me. That's an Adam and Eve double top. It rolled over, rounded tops pay the bills, man. Don't pay the bills. Rounded bottoms pay the bills, but that's a rounded top. The measured move of the Adam and Eve. And don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the messenger, man. I'm just showing you what I see. All right? I'm not trying to, I get nothing out of telling you Bitcoin's going down. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not shilling you anything. I use exchanges that I think are the best. Why not? I'm out here trading every single day. It's like, hockey players use hockey sticks, right? And then they're sponsored by Sherwood Hockey or whatever it is. Or they use Bauer, gloves. These are the things that I use. I use Weeks, BTC, and Maxi. These are the actual tools I use on a daily basis to win. So, bang, bang, bang. Suits looking sick today. Good morning. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah. This one came with the pocket square inside the pocket. You know what I mean? They're doing that now. Yeah, same. No, nothing but here watching, learning from someone who has done it way longer than has been, and that has been successful. 100%. I made it out the fire in the pain, man, from years and years of doing this too. It's been a long, long time. I've traded the Toronto Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, you know. So let's talk about what I'm seeing here. We got something else brewing, and another trade that I'm looking at right now. And that's US oil. And I told you oil was looking nice, and we talked about getting in somewhere around $64 a barrel here in this area. It got the pop up to 65.87. A little bit of the sell-off now as it, could be kind of entering one of these. Right? It might come down back to the trend line one more time, but it looks like it's getting aggressive. And so I see it as a breakout that's going to actually retest the top trend line and continue. But I'm looking for oil to go up, man. As the dollar drops in value, I'm looking for oil to go up. I'm looking for oil to kind of get back to $70 a barrel there to the upside. We saw this and it played out. We're looking for the next leg up after this consolidation. I see oil about to make a big move. So you do whatever makes you happy, but that's what I'm seeing. Am I crazy? Are we always bottom 1 year after the cycle top? Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you say that. Yeah, scared to put their money back in because BlackRock, the boys, might take them out. Yeah, McDonald's is hiring if you want to jump on in. They have, but what's funny is they're actually they're scaling down too. Like everyone is using automated systems and it's getting it harder and harder even to become a McDonald's cashier, right? It's like you got to fight AI now. They're going to have robots in there. So look, it looks like they might whip this thing back up. You see what I'm saying? Very oversold on the, what is that? I'm on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, very oversold in the 15. There's some bull div here too. So we might get a bounce. But could it be short-lived and continue to dump is the question. That's what I'm looking for. Some type of rounding out. Or we don't, or do we V-shape recovery, turn this into an ugly inverted? I don't know. It just doesn't look amazing. Back to 66,320 though for Bitcoin. And probably a smart idea. And look, the rejection by the 200 moving average on the 15-minute, just solid rejection. Look at inverted head and shoulder. There's the cup and the handle. It skyrockets out the handle. That's why I trade the cup and handle, because you get the skyrocket motion out the handle. It's an absolute blast. And you get this move out to the upside, right? You guys are late to the McDonald's trade also. I'm starting next week. Cool, man. Yeah, Burger King's better, right? Yeah. Or Wendy's. I'd like to work at Wendy's. Those square burgers, man. Those square burgers are so, oh my gosh. I don't eat fast food because I know it's not good for me. But when I was a kid and I lived in Queens, there was a Wendy's near my house, and I definitely didn't have it a lot, but I had it sometimes. I was always good about it. My parents weren't into fast food, so I never really got it. So I ate it when I could because it was like, my dad's mother was a nutritionist, even back in, and so he was born eating just really well, and just a lot of blueberries in my house, a lot of berries. My parents ate berries, had tea and milk, and just, it's crazy, man. God bless my mom and dad. I miss them so much. Yeah. There was a White Castle right next to the Wendy's, bro. It's so funny you said that. Someone told me it was horse meat. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that, but it just, something about those little mini White Castle burgers, man. And then you get the chicken and cheese. Oh my gosh. Stop. It's so bad for you. Yes, I see a possible big reversal here back to the upside for Bitcoin. Might be time to take a little nibble and we could get back into the short. Again, let's go. I don't know if I finished. I kind of don't remember if I finished the top down. I guess I did, but. So, again, we know if that area falls, we go to 58,000. Probably 55 on some wicks. And then if you lose 55, you go to 48. And we can stop there. And we all know what happens after that. You're going to 30K, right? I wouldn't put it past Mr. Bitcoin to do something that nobody believes could happen, which is 30,000. Every time we've hit a local top, we've come all the way back down to the 786. Simple, right? When a red candle closes next to a green one, it's a wrap. And you did that on the bigger time frames. So the only way we're going to reverse is if on the monthly, a green candle closes next to a red one. That's it. If we don't get that, it's not happening. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's really simple. It's really simple. So we wait here, and the next big long is going to be when you see a green candle. Now you could front run it on like the daily or the 3-day chart. Like right now, you could get in right now and put a stop below there, but there's a chance you get stopped out. But what you could do is eventually that trade is going to be the bottom. Eventually the bottom is going to look like that. You see what I mean? That will eventually be the bottom. Whether this is it or not, we don't know for sure, but it's going to look like that because every bottom in history has had a green candle next to a red one. That's just, this is simple stuff. This hit me one day like 6 months ago. I said, why have I been trading any different? I said, why was I looking at all these other things? I could just be trading the candle bodies and because it's obvious, like it can't go any other way. Like it has to have like this is how it reversed this green. Some people are long right now because of this green candle. 100%. They're saying, hey, that's a good reversal moment. And I'd agree with them because there's a chance that they're right. But look at how the daily's rolling over. What I see is this trend line, you see, and then I see it kind of as a descending triangle. So to me, and look at the daily. Does it have it has a little, it's okay. It's got some love. But that doesn't look amazing to me. And that suggests that we are going to go lower. The base of the triangle to the downside, right? And it lines right up with that $47,000, $48,000 level. So again, my hopium copium is it's like a slanted inverted head and shoulder that gets us out of here. A drunken slanted inverted, which could happen. And I'm ready to see, how that could happen. We need a 4-hour tweezer bottom. 8-hour, 4-hour, they all just turned red. They were looking green with, that looked good. It was a green candle with another green candle. Not so much. Not so much. And even now, I mean, can't you see like the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder here? Kind of bearishly retested. That just looks like it's going lower, folks. I could be wrong as they bounce the price right now on the smaller time frames. And then we look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour has to tweezer bottom for us to get out of this. So you got to get a green candle next to a red one. At least the wick is there. And then the 15-minute. And 15-minute is saying, hey, I'm going to bounce. Look, I'm very oversold. Right? And it's a possible diamond. See how open-minded I am? Like, I could be 100%, I could be like 90% bearish, and I could still see, well, maybe we get a diamond out of here to the upside. So there's a chance that we get a beautiful reversal here. There is. And it's up to you whether you want to take money off of your short, keep the short open, get back into the short. I can't really, you know what I mean? That's going to be your call. I can't press those buttons for you, and I'm not a financial advisor. And don't do what you see people doing here online. I got surgery tomorrow. Remember that. I will not be here at my regular scheduled time. I'll be under anesthesia. Pray for me that I come out of surgery okay, that I get no nerve damage from them cutting into my leg. Just pray that everything goes well. No infections, no issues. I haven't had surgery since I got a pin in my hand, or my jaw got broken, I believe, when I was 22. Trying to think, I believe that's the last time. Oh no, I fell through a glass door and I got stitches when I was like 23. That was the last time I had surgery. So about 20 years, man. Hey, I had a good run. See, look at Bitcoin getting this bounce off of bullish divergence and oversold on the 15-minute chart. I might try to erase the gains there pretty fast. Again, it could be short-lived, but I think it's a smart move to take profits on the trade, right? So I sell the short, 85% gains. That's a beautiful move. Take money on the short. All right, why not? Why give it back if it rips back up? And again, if it continues to dump, which I think it will, there's going to be some better opportunities to get in. But I like that short with the stop loss up there too. Really still looks like more downside is coming our way. So a bull div, and then what could this do? Like, what is it going to look like? Right? I don't know, man. That just looks very suspect to me. It looks like more downside for BTC as far as I'm concerned. It just does. I see that turning into a descending triangle and going lower. I don't see this coming out of this. I see more dump side. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, more dump. Boom, right? And then I'll watch the smaller time frames to see if they can walk the walk, talk the talk. But you got to get back above the 200 moving average on the 1 and the 5-minute time frame now. So I see more downside for Bitcoin. I do not see this acting amazing. I see the 1 hour possibly getting a bounce, but you never know. Right now I'm not in a trade. I'm out of the short, so we'll see. And look, I would have lost more money as it bounced, so I wouldn't get into a long right now though. So congratulations if you did jump in. I jumped out. I gave the short last night. I hit it, and it is what it is. We were shorting on weeks. We took profits and called it a day. No trade open anymore, okay? And so there you have it. There you have it. Let's take a look at what's happening around the entire blockchain here. 24%. This Pippin keeps ripping. Interesting. Humanity Protocol up 22%. Stable, only in the last hour did it get any gains. Let's see in the last 24. Layer 0 had a little bit of a pump, up 40%. Pippin has been up a little bit too. Humanity, River, which is actually back at 18, which is interesting. Canton CC holding it. Canton CC has been such a stable project right now compared to the rest of the market. But everything else just kind of complete trash. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it was. Like, so happy I sold SEI when I did. So happy I get rid of these projects when I did. Oh my gosh. Cut my losses, jumped out, bought myself the Lambo, and now I look at that thing every day and it would have been even more loss. It would have been nothing. There would have been no money for no Lambo. You know what I'm saying? So crazy. So crazy. So crazy. So sad. So possible double bottom here on the 1 hour. Bitcoin is attempting to dig deep. And as I said, you know, the hopium copium is you're in some type of diamond here. And a diamond pattern is a reversal pattern that could reverse you back to the upside. So I'm giving you the hopium copium. I'm giving you the possibilities of what could be, right? But if anything, though, you can see, I see the bigger picture is this slanted trend line on, I think it's on like the 15 or on the 1 hour actually, right? Yeah. And to me, it looks like you're going to just stay inside a descending triangle. This is going to make a right shoulder and you're going to dump and go further down. So Bookmap's calling down. The liquidity looks lower. This is a rounded top. The whole thing is a rounded top on top of the first one, but the whole thing. And I see an Adam and Eve double top as well. There's your Adam, there's your Eve. It all says you're going lower. I could be wrong. And, and I can see how it could possibly be the diamond. So we'll wait. But the key is not to be right. It's to take probability. Last night, the probability was short. It went short. We sold the short. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not that, it doesn't have to, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to be right every time. You just got to be able to maintain your discipline and do the probabilities correct. Okay? So there you have it. It feels good getting out in October. I would have been miserable if I didn't take profit in October. God bless you, man. Amen. And I know not everybody did, but that's okay. These are lessons in life that people have to learn. All right. So why do most people lose money in trading? And I kind of know it because I remember when I was losing money, what I was doing. Never preparing my trade, right? Saying I was going to prepare my trade, but I didn't have the backtesting knowledge to even backtest. I didn't want to backtest. I didn't want to put in the work. I just wanted to watch someone teach me online and like be able to, and every time someone's, I'm just going to watch this one guy and what he says is going to help. I'm just going to be able to do exactly what he tells me. And it just never seemed to work that way for some reason. I still struggled. It never made sense. It was tough. Until I started doing something over and over again the same way till my brain got into this consistent status of just understanding what I was doing every single day. Realizing that I needed to be in a pattern. Create a pattern. Always be in a pattern and to the point where my subconscious mind could take over. That was the key. Also, I used to talk negatively to myself. You're not going to make it. You're never going to become a big trader anyway. No one would ever watch you and your trades. You know what I mean? So, of course, no one would. If you talk negatively to yourself all the time, the odds of you having a positive outcome are very low, right? Your mindset creates your outcome. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you won't. Like, well, you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. Like, I love that saying, but it's 100% true. You're in complete control of your destiny every single time. You know what I'm saying? It's always been you. See, when I looked at my life and I let it all, I was late because it was raining. You know, I don't like my job because my boss is mean. You know, I work a night shift just because this is all I could find. You know what I mean? Playing the victim of life and then being pissed when I don't have what other people have. Being, I wish I could go on vacations like that guy. How come I can't fly private? I've never flown first class. I wonder what that's like. Like all these things I used to say. You know? Oh, look at Tom Brady. He gets to fly first class everywhere, you know? Oh, these rich people, they have such a good life. Yep, I'm going off to my night shift again. And I had no idea that I was me. I was imprisoning myself with my own thoughts. Second, I changed the thought process and believed that I could do anything with my mind. I started doing anything with my mind. I created a business. I created a movement. I created a channel. I created energy that I could follow. And I started changing my life. And slowly but surely, things began to change for me. And that's when things really, really took a turn. You know, I could see a material difference in my life. I could see an energy form in my life. Everything started to change. So look, this looks like the DXY might be on a little bit of a run here too, which isn't good for BTC, right? But in the long run, it looks like it's just going to coil off and eventually take a dump. I'm very grateful and blessed to have taken profits last year when I did. It has paid for an amazing education with the lifer. God bless you, man. They want Bitcoin just to be a 24-hour stock exchange. It'll be completely controlled and the opposite of what everyone wanted in the beginning. He said Pena was right. Prepare for the dive. You never know. Dan Pena, right?
Once you find out who made that, you'll sell the heck out of it.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. The whole Epstein thing, like whether he not created Bitcoin, he had something to do with some of the first developers. But then there was this long story about money. It was a lot, and it got circulated around the internet, and it was the one that everybody used. And I found out that was actually false. It wasn't true. My wife even read it to me. She's like, "You got to see this." Like, the next night, I was like, "It's not true, babe. Like, it's not real." Like. And a lot of people are repeating things that all they got to do is go and grok it, and Grok will be like, no, that was found to be. And again, I'm not saying go by AI every single time, but a lot of times you'll see Grok will be like, no, that's been debunked. Like, that never happened. And you'll be like, oh. Because I'll see something, I'm like, man, is that real? Like, is that really true? And I'll read it, and it's like, no, that's been debunked. That's not true. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like multiple sources have debunked it. And it'll still, lately it's not even about what's right or wrong. It's about how many things can get across. If they can get your attention to see a bunch of the things that aren't true, but they can get your attention, then you'll think it's true. And if enough people see it, then it becomes truth. So truth is now no longer truth. Truth is how many people see what people told you was true. If more people see a clip and they overclip it, right? So let's just say there's a peaceful way someone's doing something, but one time it went wrong. And all they do is they take like multiple angles of the one wrong thing and put it all over the internet. And no one sees the movement as peaceful. They just see all these clips of violence. But it was one thing. It was like one day out of like 100 times. But nobody will know that. They'll just focus on the negativity, right? And so that's what I'm seeing a lot nowadays. So it's better to be in nature. It's better to get off the internet, folks. Because your mind's going to be susceptible to what you see, hear, feel, listen to. No matter what you think, you're not impervious to your brain's vibration, and things are going to come in and out of your mind. And if you can't handle those things, or they keep coming at you, they're going to affect you. So you're better off going out to nature, riding your bike, letting sun pour into your pores, and just relaxing. Because in the long run, you're just doing someone else's bidding when you're caught up in that vibration, right? So the DXY looks like it is bouncing. I'd like to see it go sideways and then take a turn for the worse, but it looks like it's going to be in some chop. And again, I keep seeing March as the month. Like, it looks like February and into March right here, February 24th. And maybe we start to dump here, but we go sideways for a while. Yeah. The stock market will be closed on Monday for President's Day. Thank you for saying that. That'll also affect the rest of the market. We had news today, too. We had a data drop. That was actually interesting. Some people didn't believe the data drop. They were like, no, right? But non-farm employment change. Some people said forecast at 66, and it's 130,000. It's a pretty big deal. It's good for the economy. It says that things are going well. And it kind of doesn't make sense, but hey, it fits into the narrative, right? Average hourly earnings month over month, 0.4%. Actual. It's up, man. right? Unemployment rate is down. So less people unemployed, more people employed non-farm, and the average hourly earnings up. That's amazing. That's good, right? That says, hey, let's cut the rates. Let's let this market really do its thing. Tomorrow at 8:30, we have unemployment claims. Friday, we have core CPI. So there's a lot. This week is going to be crazy. And then with Friday, with Monday being a bank close, Friday might act a little funny too. So prepare. You know, the days you trade are important. The times you pick to trade are important. Like if you decide I'm going to trade every single Saturday morning, you're going to find the most liquidity, the less liquidity, the least volume, in the most times it gets stopped out. So you got to understand too, you got to kind of live your lifestyle around the best times to trade. For me, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I'm giving you gems right now. You write this down, like Tuesday night Eastern time after 8 p.m. A lot of times once the move is chosen, we get that move for the rest of the night into the next morning. Not every time, but many times. All right. I remember yesterday we had the retail sales employment index. The data drop came, and that's why we got that crazy spike for Bitcoin. You could see it, right? We got this crazy pump out of nowhere, and now look, we're residing back to the downside here, 66,464. I see more dump. I don't see how Bitcoin's going to just go on a massive tear to the upside. I just don't see it. But I see an Adam and Eve dump to the downside here. That's going to go lower. And I have the diamond in case, but it looks more like this, something like this. And even the 15-minute could be in a smaller diamond. A smaller descent here. I tell you, the descending triangle is just a way to go. It's like how price action finds its way down. And one last thing I want to show you, right, that I showed you earlier, is this idea here. Like how eerily this looks like a breakout. You could even kind of put it in this and say, fine, it's just getting tighter. But that looks like it's going to dump. I've traded this many a time. And again, maybe we get a double top. And we stop the pain at 61 and we already did bottom. But that's looking like 52,000 is the key. And funny, it doesn't look good here, but when I put it up upside down, I've traded that many times to the upside. Many, many times. And so, yeah, maybe we fall back, go up and down here, hit the 200 on the 15 one more time. But, man, sketchy business for Bitcoin, right? And so I'm just projecting another. And again, this what I see even is this like shoulder, head, shoulder. You know what I mean? It makes these like what I call drunken, slanted, complex head and shoulders, and that will head you back down to 63,621. All right. This channel is for the die-hard TA people that just love TA so much that they're just so stuck on it like I am. I'm so passionate about technical analysis, and I love it. There's people that are just that passionate like me. And I attract those type of people, man, and we could sit and talk liquidity, Bitcoin, you know what I mean? We love it. And shout out to all the people that love it, man. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Let's get the chat rate up. Where y'all, let's get the chat rate up. Put a 333 in the chat right now if you're feeling life, if you're happy, if you know good things are happening to you. I'm going to put a 333. Big things are coming my way. My life is going to change in a major way. Big things are coming my way. Big things are coming my way. I'm going to get over this Achilles tendon rupture. It's going to look like I'm going to look like a leaf in the past one day on a stream floating away. I'm going to get over all the pain. I'm going to make it through this up and down period of my life, and I'm going to make it happen. Big things are coming. 333 to everyone out there. You are the channel of the opportunity. You channel opportunity by believing in it. You're the energy that forces things to happen in your own reality. Be part of the reality you form every single day through your vibrational energy. You are in charge. If you feel good, then life's going to be good. If you feel bad, life's going to be bad. How you feel about life, being happy is a choice. You got to choose to make your day great. I rode the short you gave. It was amazing. Hope your Achilles improves. God bless you. Thank you. 30-minute tweezer. What do you think? Happy hump day, Sammy. Prayers. I had a complete rupture. It ain't all that bad. What are you talking about? It ain't all that bad. I'm in serious pain every day. Every time the blood flows up and down my leg. A complete rupture? Did you have it? I don't believe you. It ain't all that bad. What do you mean it ain't all that bad? Like, you got to smile in the mirror before the mirror smiles back at you. Amen. I love that. I love that. And shout out to the super chat here. We got it. I rolled the short you gave. Thank you so much. I know he was going to be on the live chat. I don't know why they made that top chat. It's like not the real chat. Blue, another account. Should I really be trading 1% of my account, starting small with 100, or should slow and boring feels impossible with $100? It does. It does, but it's basically you need discipline in your life. You don't need to be hitting. You can't handle it, obviously. So you need to see if you can make small amounts of money. Sorry to say, you know what I mean? That's where you're at. You've got to take in where you're at and be okay with it. Starting at the beginning is okay. Listen to this. A guy wants to get jacked in the gym. He thinks he's huge, so he grabs big weights and he hurts himself so he can't go back. He does it again and again. That's like a trader that keeps trading big money. You don't go to the gym and start lifting weights. You can't lift. You got to start, and then you look around. You're like, man, but I got to pick up these little weights, and everyone's going to see that I'm scrawny. So what? You got to start somewhere, man. You got to pick up the little bit of weight and start with form. Once you do the 5 pounds, the 10 pounds, the 20, 2 years from then, you can pick up the 45, the 50s, and look like a big boy. But you're not there yet. So you're not there yet in your trading, just like people aren't there yet in training. Training and trading are so similar in so many ways, right? And that's something that I think you're learning now. And you know what? What a beautiful learning process for you. If you weren't trading at all, you'd just be working right now, saving your money, and you wouldn't even know anything about the $100 and all this. Remember, everyone, tell yourself where you are as an opportunity. There's people that don't even know what trading is right now. They would never be on the show, and if they did, they would hear me saying overbought, oversold, support of resistance, and they would tune out. They say, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I don't even know what the guy's saying, and they'd move on. You know how many people do that? They count themselves out before they're even counted in. I tell you, man, Jim Rohn talks about it all the time. 90% of people will never go after their dreams, their plans, their hopes, their future. Never. Why? Because they are afraid of their own success. They know that, you know what it is? People get comfortable. I got comfortable. I have friends. I want to go to my buddy's house. Hit the thing, do all the fun stuff, watch a movie, on a beautiful day, sit inside and do nothing. No action, just bleh. And, not all the time. I was usually on my bike I like to be outside. But I'm saying there were some days I wasted for no reason. And you think back, you're like, you could be doing that or you could be doing this. So if you're watching the show right now, you're a step ahead of 90% of people that are just choosing their old habits. Oh, yeah, back to what I wanted to say, though. So you in this habit and you like it. You basically get... it's bad for you. Like, let's say someone that likes to go over their buddy's house 3 times a week, and they like to drink together, and they watch, like, some stupid cartoon that, like, reruns of, like, Meatball, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, something that doesn't matter, but they both agree they love it. And they sit there and drink 3 times a week together. Right? And what happens is that becomes your habit, and you actually get comfortable with your comfort zone. So your comfort zone is going to this person's house and drinking with them. That's your comfort zone. So then when, like, say something comes up, like, oh, there's you're working a job that lets you out early. Your buddy says, hey, I got a job that could pay more, but you're going to have to work till 6. And you're like, oh, I won't be able to drink with my buddy then. People literally say, no, I won't, they say, yeah, that'll be great. I'll get back to you. And then they purposely don't get back to them. And they don't get the job. And then someone, oh, what happened to that job? Oh, yeah, they didn't it just didn't work out. So they can keep drinking at their buddies. It's crazy. I was the same person. Like, I chose degenerative habits because they were my comfort zone over changing my life. Because I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone. So I wasn't going to have a YouTube channel. Nobody was going to send me super chats. I wasn't going to have, any of the things that I have today. Okay? Because I wasn't willing to get off my butt and get off the couch. I wanted to stay inside the comfy little zone that I created for my life. And I wasn't willing to make a big change. I wanted to stay inside the comfort zone. So our subconscious mind can do one of 2 things for us. It can get us out of the comfort zone and push us. Or it can keep us in the comfort zone and keep us trapped. And if we have our subconscious mind kind of brainwashed in a way that is full of fear, not full of abundance, we don't think there's not a lot of gratitude. When there's abundance out there, then you should be out there. Think about it. There's so much abundance out there for anyone that puts themselves out there. So why shouldn't I put myself out there? Why should I sit on a night shift when nobody knows me when I could be out on a live stream? You see what I mean? If there's so much abundance out now, if you believe there's nothing and you're in scarcity mindset, So if your mindset believes nothing is out there, it's pointless, then you're just going to say, why'd I even do that? I'm not going to do that. But if your mind starts realizing that anything is possible and there's abundance out there, then you're like, well, why wouldn't I do that? You see what I mean? So your mindset creates your ability to move. Motivation, everyone thinks, comes from nowhere. Motivation comes from your ability to realize there's opportunity outside, man. People get motivated when they know there's something out there. They look up, look, there's a lot of jobs to have. I got to get out there and go get a job. I'm motivated. And everyone thinks motivation comes then the action. Sometimes, but rarely, it's the other way around. You take action, you get motivated. You wake up in the morning, you don't feel great. You put on, your workout. You put on a song that you work out to. You grab the weights. You get your routine down. You start doing it. Within an hour, you feel better about yourself. You feel motivated. Why? Because you took action. Action before motivation. That's why you need discipline, because some days you're going to wake up and not feel good about it. And you're going to have to do it anyway. You're not going to want a chart. You're not going to want to do the top-down analysis like I do every morning, every night. You're going to say, I can take a night off. But one night leads to two leads to three, and three leads to four. Next thing you know, you've taken a week off and you're not on point anymore. How fast I could lose from being the crypto lifer to being the guy that doesn't understand what's happening in the charts if I just decide to take a few days off and let it drift. That's why I don't take days off. That's why I'm hard on myself. That's why I'm hard on the channel. That's why we all stick together here. That's why this channel's strong. That's why the community is strong, because I'm strong. We show up every single day. We don't give up on what we say we're going to do. The other day I saw a live streamer. I'll be live tomorrow. And then I looked, his next stream was 4 days later. He lied to you. He lied to himself. How many days is he going to tell himself he's going to be live the next day and not go live again? Once you do that all the time. And that falls into everything you do, in your trading, in your relationships, and the people you meet. They know that you're not consistent, so they don't want to be around you. The most consistent people want to be around consistent people. Why should they be around inconsistent people? That's not fair to them. They're consistent. You deserve to be around the people of the caliber that you are. If you raise your standards to be on point every day, you deserve to be around people that are on point every day. Why lower your standards for people that can't hit your daily moves? Right? So this is what I'm talking about. It's about being on point, making it happen. So, oversold here, crossing on this move here, 66,586. We might get a bounce. And again, the only thing that's giving me a little bit of hopium is the 15-minute could be in like a bit of a diamond here, you see? Well, to me, I don't know. It doesn't look good to me. Looks like Bitcoin's struggling, and you can see the bigger time frames are pushing down on us. They're showing you that there's more downside. So, and the smaller time frames are kind of following suit. Like this looks like a descending triangle that's going to dump. I got to be honest with you right now. And so the idea is another short position, a stop loss on the top of that 200 moving average, this resistance area there with the wick. And it almost gives you a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's not the worst. And your stochastics are getting high. And lack of bearish momentum in the lack of bullish momentum in the MACD. You couldn't get above this previous high too as well, suggesting that we are possibly going to go lower. Too hard to tell right now. I'd like to see there's 2 more red candles down here, and that would confirm that we're likely going to drop. Front running it right now is high risk, but it does give you a better risk reward ratio. But it could be bouncing, see? 1 hour's attempting a tweezer bottom. It did it before, though, and look at that crazy, look at that candle, Look at the last 2 candles, wick to the upside, wick to the downside. We were able to make money on that. We didn't get caught up in that. Most people did. Those are massive liquidations each way. Look, right up to this key area, right down to this key node. Yeah, the only thing I'm seeing is interesting is there's a bit of bull div here on the 1 hour time frame. A little bit of bullish divergence. It's choppy nonsense. Look at this. It's sauce, Yeah, so I got no trade right now. No live trade at the present moment in time. I guess, the 1 minute, it's interesting. The 1 minute is showing a move. The 1 minute's got an ascending triangle that wants to pump. But again, it's against my model. The 30-second might be above the 200. So the 30-second suggests we'll get the move. It's just trying to crack the 200 moving average. 5-second chart is above the 202 as well. 5-second suggests you will get a pump. Can we trade the 5-second chart? Let's see here. We might just have some fun here on this 5-second. It's looking interesting. I'll show you that you can use any time frame you want to manage the system. It just depends on your ability to manage it. It's all on you every time. Stop blaming everybody else for where you're at in life. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. 100K subscribe, wherever I'm at. Oh, I should have 1 million. I should have this, should have that. Whatever. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Okay? Okay. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. Hold on. I want to refresh here. Give me a refresh. All right. And I believe I can get this. They got the 1 second, but no 5-second. Interesting. Guess we could trade the 1 second for fun, right? But using the 5-second as like the parameter. Okay. We'll see here. But the 5-second looks like it's about to break out. And honestly, I just go by what my system tells me. I don't really have a brain here, right? When I use my own brain, I don't know what's happening. I miss out all the time, right? You just got to remain super calm when you trade the 1 second. Like, you got to just breathe. You got to know that things are going to go your way. You got to just believe in what's going to happen. Don't do this at home, please. 67,217. All right. Remember, I'm just going with the flow. 66,520. And again, I could easily get stopped out pretty fast. I don't risk a lot on the 1 second because it can go very crazy. So we're already up today a little bit. I'll risk half, a little, I'll risk 2 for 7. Let me see. Let me just watch it for a split second here. I need to really hone in on these candles. Oh man, I missed the entry. Look at that. I shouldn't have waited. Ah, my damn it. Oh my gosh. Why did I hesitate? Why did I hesitate? It's so crazy. All I had to do was just press the button. I was right there, man. I was right there. See, now the risk is completely ruined. But I could see this pump. I saw it happening. The 21 was above the 200 tight on the 1 second chart. Damn, I would have been halfway through the move already. I'd be up 300. It would have been the fastest $300 anyone ever made online, man. $300 in like 6 seconds. My goodness, I hesitated for a split second. I can't believe that. I thought I had an extra second. I had it mapped out so well, too. It was perfect. Look at that thing, and it's gone. So crazy, right? I saw this before it happened. Did anyone have the guts to get in there? Dang it, man. Wishing you much success. Thank you so much. At a full speed of recovery, you've got this. We'll be ready when you return and knock it out the park. Godspeed, man. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate my lifers. Should only be a day, man. And I'm going to live stream early morning style just to if I have to wake up at 4 a.m. and get it done, I'm going to get it done. Dang, man, that would have been fun. If not just for the fun of it. And now if I chase right now, it's like, man, I got to put it's not there. That was the chance. So you have one chance to get in at the right time. That's going to the target, man. 67,217. Look how fast it's going to hit the target, too. And that's a massive short squeeze for Bitcoin. And see how I got out the short at the perfect time? I don't make the rules, man. It's so crazy how this works. I don't make the rules, though. I can see things before they happen a lot because my subconscious mind has been trained by the charts. That's all. Just give yourself a lot of information. Next gen on Soul, don't miss rug aid. I don't know what that means. You're trading on technical analysis to maintain street. Yeah. 1 second, you got to be half a second faster. Almost, you did the right thing. Looking everything over first, and then boom, yeah. A live trade from the operating table. Could be a first for YouTube. You're funny. Wow, that's so crazy. 1 minute bull div, the hidden bull div. That thing's gone, man. It's going right to the target. Like, I saw it before it happened. I could see it. It got too tight. You knew a move was coming. You take advantage of the tightness because the probability says yes when you're above the 200. So I back tested this for years. Dang, man, that would have been like one of the most stone cold gains in history right there. I would have made $700 and like, dang, man, I got to get over it already. But that's gonna tickle me for the rest of the day there. It's gonna get my goat a little bit. Now I can't jump in. It's completely, 700 for 2. It just doesn't work. It's a 3-to-1 opposite. That's, you got to be quick. And they launched that thing a second I said it was going to launch too. It's like, and it went from 66.7. They put it up $200 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in 8 seconds, and went up $200 in 8 seconds, folks. And look, here it is to hit the target. Bang! It hit the target. Like, congratulations if you did take the trade. Unbelievable. I would have made $700 in about a couple minutes. Bang. Amazing. And I got out of the short at a perfect time. And I didn't get into another short, so God bless the lifers, man. We did it again. So now what's cool is, so it played out, right? I saw that flag on the 1 minute before it happened. See, I saw this. The ascending triangle, and boom, it played out. Now we can do the same thing, though. The cool thing is we didn't miss anything. And see, this is how it works. This is how reversals begin on smaller time frames. Like, Sam, you were so bearish. I don't know what's going to happen. I always tell everybody I have no clue what Bitcoin's going to do. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I'm just looking for trades. That's all. If I can find a good trade, I hit it. If I can't, I leave it alone. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell you I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm not trying to tell you I'm 100% on my calls. I'm just trying to be the guy that shows up every day and gives you insight into how to trade. If I could do that, that's my goal. See, I simplified my goal one day. I realized, I was like, I'm not a predictor. I'm not here to teach people I'm the greatest trader on earth. I'm just here to be here every day and show people what I do. So, again, false rally back to the 21-day moving average. Look how far we came off that 21, So, look, I'm still thinking this could be a descending triangle that wants to take us down. That doesn't mean we could have scalped long there. So I could have made $700 in 2 minutes. I should have made $700 in 2 minutes. All I had to do was press the dang button. I'm a little tight about it. I got to get over it, though. Hey, dear Lord, thank you for everything I do have. Thank you for all the beautiful people. Let me look at the likes right now and say thank you for all the likes. I just want to see something that I want to be grateful for. I'm grateful right now. We have 1,200 people here on the stream, 1,000 people on the stream. Amazing. Over 1,347 likes. Dear Lord, thank you for the people that had the decency to hit that like button. They are an amazing group of people. May God bless them so much and thank them so much for doing that. I'm so grateful that people care about me and hit that like button. So I'm thankful for the like button. And there's so much more to come from being full of gratitude and light, love, and happiness. I know if I'm grateful every single day, I'll have more to be grateful for the next day. So yeah, looking for this rejection, shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a dumpy to the downside. Might be a perfect time to actually enter a short with a stop loss on the other side of the 200 on the 1 minute. But again, I digress. I'm not going to do it right now. It's a little high risk as far as I'm concerned. But if we get the confirmation inside of the ascending or descending triangle, then yes. Did anyone take that call on the 1 second chart? Did anyone have the decency to take it? Probably impossible because I started doing it. Heck, you called it, improved it too. It's that patterns matter. Yeah. Proud of you. Heck, you called it and proved to us that patterns are amazing. They teach you when things are about to happen. If you get that tight inside of a wedge, man, you can tell that there's about to be a move. Just how that played out in the 1 second, the 1 hour plays like that, the 4 hour plays like that, the daily plays like that. It all plays like that. Every single bit of it. I took it, but I closed it early. Jumped in on the 1 minute. I took it. Thanks for the 50% gain. He said, never do this at home. Then would have made us all $700 in 3 seconds. I took it. Thank you. Yeah. No, didn't take it sometimes. I just like to watch so my memory could take it all in the knowledge. You grow, I grow. I got you, man. I'm with you on that. Took along and paid Stas. I love you, brother. Did not bother, but you're a different breed, brother. God bless you, man. Thank you. Almost took it earlier, but thought it was a dumpy wimpy. White fits you well, Sam. Thank you. I'm not wearing white. I think I'm wearing like beige. It's a nice beige suit. We got too much light in here today, though. I hunch now a little bit, which I shouldn't. The tie and the suit match is insane. Thank you. Appreciate that. I think the tie is oh wow, my wife picked this tie out. It's a daisy tie, one of those daisies too. I like the daisies. They're thinner, they're just a little neater looking. They're nice. Thinking about short, no punching, LOL. Amen. Yeah. So yeah, this looks like it might be a lower high. See a high, lower low, lower high. And then you would eventually get a lower low. Was trading on Phoenix was a better platform to trade and hold leverage trades on? No, it's not. Come on, man. Yeah. So funny, right? I just don't like, you can't use my platform to advertise things that I know don't work. You know what I mean? Highest fees in the game. Your wife should officially be the Crypto Lifer Show stylist. Her fits lately have been fire. She's been on point. She actually, though, she tried to give me a red tie, she tried to give me a red tie with this. And I was like, come on now, go get a tie that matches the suit. That's what I said. I said, go get something pink, get something beige, you know. And she ended up doing that. Yeah, so that looks like it's going to roll over, folks. Could be a perfect time. And again, it's front running. Wait for that candle to close, but that closes in 13 seconds on the 5-minute time frame. And if it does, that's a tweezer top on the 5-minute, suggesting that you will go lower. You see? Did the 1 minute hold above the 200? It didn't, but it's looking like it could do something interesting. And see how I'm always taking a couple things into account. I don't just go one way. I'm open-minded. I'm saying, hey, could it go short? Could it go long? And I'm looking at all the different parameters, waiting for it to teach me. I'm learning just like you every single day. I'm taking in the information, letting my brain figure out what could or couldn't be. I know what's happened in the past. That's the only reason that I have any frame of reference, is my years of doing this. If I didn't have time in the market, I wouldn't understand what's happening. Shout out to the 420 beautiful souls that hit that like button. You people are amazing. You're blessed. You're the type of people who respect and love. I really appreciate that. Dear Lord, thank you for the amazing people that hit that like button. They really, truly understand what makes this show move, and they know how to give back. God bless those people. So blessed. So look, this could end up being our next scalp to the upside. Technically, it's a bull flag touching the 21-day moving average with low stochastics. That's where I do see a pretty big move happening sometimes. This might skyrocket. I could see a massive short squeeze here just to mess with people here on the morning. Back to the 1 second again. Man, we missed that beautiful move. Insane. Anyway, it is what it is. Look at that head and shoulder on the 1 second. That played out beautifully. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Measured move of the head and shoulder. Right? And then you take this to the neckline. And that's where you went exactly. It's crazy, right? Look at that. Shoulder, head, right shoulder there. Dumped to the downside. Look at the dump, too. So, yeah, I can see it either way right now. And I can see how I could get... And then when you see it either way, you could be like, well, I could get stopped out either way. Then maybe I shouldn't trade. You know, last night I could see a real strong move to the downside. See, that looks like a nice short right there. Like, and again, then we go to the bigger area. With a stop above the 200 moving average in the squeeze. Yeah, that looks nasty. Double top, kind of. And it's oversold. Stop loss will be 67,794. And again, day trading is the key for me personally. Like, yeah, I buy Bitcoin on the long. I swing trade if altcoins look good. But I like to day trade, man. I like to see if there's opportunity throughout the day, put in a good day's work, and close it down, 8, 9, 10, 12 o'clock, whatever, whenever the trade's in. Sometimes I'm in a trade at night. And then just kind of let it do its thing. Shout out to everybody here on this beautiful Wednesday. May God bless you. I'm so grateful that I have my right leg because I'm able to move with my right leg. If I didn't have my right leg, I'd be in I'd be in trouble right now. But at least with my right leg, I can hang out with my kids. I can somewhat walk. I can somewhat move around. All right. We are still early in the bear market. Price will swing around a lot. We won't go straight down. No, of course not. 1 minute is about to do the life or long signal. It did look interesting, but nah. I see what you're saying. It's playing around with the 21. It's getting tight. For me, it would have to consolidate for 10 minutes straight. And if I miss out on a crazy move, then so be it. But that looks like a double top dumping down. And see, the tweezer top of the 5 minute suggests that we will go lower. And then what happens is you're in the perfect entry for the descending triangle again. And then when they dip up, they're going to go grab everybody here. And then you're going to be in, not going to have to stress that move. Really honing in on the short there. Take profit would be 63,066. And the stop loss would be 67,794. Sketchy day to trade, though. It's feeling like a Monday for some reason, even though it is a Wednesday. Triple, double, triple, funny. Just put the opposite numbers. You could smash the gas on the Lambo. You're funny. Exactly. I got my right foot, man. What if it was my left? Yeah, if my right foot was damaged, I couldn't even drive. At least I was able. I took the Lambo out a couple days ago. I had to go get my eyes checked at an eye store. And I figured I'd buy like a PlayStation 5 because I'm going to sit there, which I probably won't use. I tried to play video games. I'm just not into them. They're pretty boring. And then they make you sign up to everything now. Sign up to this, sign up to that, subscribe to this. It's like it never ends, man. It's insanity. Back in the day, you used to be able to plug in your video game controller and just play it. Now you have to do 1,000 things. Good luck on your transition surgery. The nap you are fixing to get is the best sleep you have gotten in 20 years. Keep your head up. Minor bump on the road. You're funny, I know, right? You're jealous of my anesthesia. You're like, I wish I could get the drugs he's gonna get tomorrow. Just a cinematic game, Yeah. Your transition surgery. He's so stupid. I just read that and finally, screw you, Jimmy. Oh. I'm in such a positive light. I couldn't even see what he was doing. I find you. You ain't lying. Lifer is transitioning. No, I'm not transitioning.
Into what?
Is Billy here?
No, not Billy.
Is that Billy? Yo, everyone. Crypto Billy's here in my house, man. You got to say hi, Billy.
Hey,
if you can fit in here.
Everybody.
If you can fit
I don't know where my head's at.
Keep coming. You don't have to sit on my lap.
There we go. Sammy Cup and Andy in the house.
Amazing, man. Crypto Billy came to give me some support, say what up, see if my family needed anything. He just felt like, hey, man, my buddy's down and out. One of the nicest people in the space. Billy Go Tails, man, in the house, bro. How could that not? What a blessed day. What an amazing day. And shout out to Jimmy, man. Jimmy with the $50 super chat. God bless you, Jimmy. And no, I'm not transitioning, Jimmy. Always got to say something. And I didn't even notice it at first. I said it out loud and didn't even know what he was saying. You know what I mean? Shout out to Marcus, man, my buddy from a long time. Shout out to Reliable J, Jamal, all my people, Race on Records, man. So many people here. They can't believe Billy's in the studio. They're like, what? What? Yeah, man. Lifers stick together, bro. Givers gain every single time, man. And, find your people, man. Know your tribe. Hang out with people that make you feel good, that get you where you're going, so you can help them get them where they're going, right? And my dad had a funny saying, and I don't know if a lot of people understand it. Sometimes it offends people, but he said, friends don't let friends become friends, right? And you'd be like, wow, that's kind of mean. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? And what he was saying was let's just say one day your neighbor comes and you're late and he's like, hey, I'll shovel the walkway for you. And you're like, oh, that's a good friend, you know? And then you just start like depending that he's going to do it for you every time. And so it's like now you're like kind of abusing your friendship a little bit. So like friends don't let friends become friends. Like you both meet each other halfway so much that you almost, you feel like a teepee, right? Leaning on each other's back. And that's kind of the idea, right? That's what I got from it. Maybe other people got something else. As I entered the short, if you could tell there. A little too fast, too. I don't know what happened there. I was kind of like, you know, I think I entered at a wrong price action for some reason. I don't know what happened, but this does look like it's going to go lower. I see more downside for Bitcoin. Look, a peak, a lower low, a lower high. The stochastics are pushing you down. So to me, it looks like we're going to start lower. So I risked some of what I already made today to see if we can continue further down. And I'm looking for 63,000 as that lower target, right? I could be wrong. But price action just has not really shown me that it's going to the upside today. It's been consistently looking at 6666 right now. Crazy, right? 64,000 is the target for me, and Bookmap suggested too. There's a bunch of red down there, and if we get to 64, we'll likely wick back down to 60K too. It would be kind of like a rollover, a lot of liquidation. So hey, I could be wrong. There's a chance that the 50-minute does bounce back off the diamond, but no guarantees. Okay. Let's take a look at Ethereum just for a split second. I know some of you people are still think it's a real coin. And it is, but, you know, I'm just joking. You know what's funny is I just have this love-hate relationship with Ethereum. I bought it. I knew about it when it was $9. This guy in the street said, hey, you know, he was walking by in like an Ethereum or a Bitcoin shirt. And I had known the logo. I'm pretty sure it was a Bitcoin shirt. And I said, I know that logo. Isn't that Bitcoin thing? You know, like I think I'd just been reading about it. I was just starting to get in. And he said, yeah, but go to CoinMarketCap. And he showed me CoinMarketCap. And that's when I looked at all these little tokens. I said, what is this? He goes, these are stocks. Like, these are pieces of companies, you know? He's like, just be careful. I was on a date with a girl last week, and, like, I ended up being in the bathroom, like, looking at the charts. I was like, what are you talking about, you weirdo, right? I always remember him telling me this. Because he was trying to tell me, like, people get obsessed with crypto, right? And you're probably going to get obsessed, like, just like I did. And lo and behold, next thing you know, I was on CoinMarketCap every day. I started trading on Bittrex, little altcoins. It led me to Bitcoin. It changed my life, right? And so I knew about Ethereum when it was $9. I got in when it was 89. I'd missed a 10X and thought I was so pissed at myself. I was like, man, another 10X. I could have, you know, turned 10 grand into 100. What am I thinking? Every time I saw a 10X, because, you know, when you're down and out, or not down and out, but when you're first starting, you don't have a lot of money. You basically owe 10 grand on a credit card. You got 5 grand in your bank account. Man, every time you don't hit, you beat yourself up, man. I did. Oh, man, I could have hit, man. Why can't I just get out of this, right? You know, just one of these trades. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, you know? It wasn't the right mindset. I didn't understand at the point, but, you know, I was just looking for a way out. And I was hoping that it would come faster than it did. I thought it was going to come way faster than it did, okay? It took me 17 years to finally hit my first $1 million. It took a long time. I had it about twice. I hit about 800 grand, and I watched it whittle back down to 200 because I didn't sell at the right time. I didn't take profits at the right time. And that was depressing being back at work. Because at the time I had these shifts at work that would stop for like 4 months at a time. So I took a couple months off. I hit it big and I was like, I'll never go back again. I'm done. I'm never putting my resume out. I'm good. Like I'm in the sunset, baby. You know, like I'm looking at things I'm going to buy. I'm done, man. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then next thing you know, like 800, 750. I'm like, oh, this is just a little pullback. Then it's 500. I'm like, yeah, well, why sell now? I've already lost 3. Then 3, then 280, then next thing you know, it's like 180. And I'm like, dude, like, that's no money now. Like, I can't do any, what? And now I'm like, I'm back in front of someone. Yeah, at the job interview. Yeah, this is what I can do for you. You know, it changed my whole life, right? And just like, whatever. I think it was good for me. It told me, hey, Sam, opportunity is here, but you got to take it. And, and every time it comes by, you got to recognize it. And you got to be able to actually handle it too. And I wasn't prepared at the time mentally. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't working out every day. I wasn't doing the things to keep my mind right. So I fell back in, right, when I could have gotten back out. And I'm sure a lot of you can feel that and probably understand that. That's why you're here today. Because you want to, I eventually found a mentor. The guy was on point. God rest his soul. He just passed about a year ago. I don't know all the full details, but I'll always miss him. And he showed up every day and made a video every day for like years. I think I saw him miss one day in like 4 years. And I hit me one day. I was alone in the woods, like with a campfire in front of me. And I said, man, if I want to make it, I got to work like every single day. Like it can't just be like a 5-day streak or a 2-week streak or a 1-year streak. I got to start momentum. And I said, man, successful people start momentum and they're able to pick up from where they went up. Like they go to bed with momentum. They wake up with momentum. They never lose it. And I said, damn, how do you get there though? You know, I saw Mark Wahlberg had momentum. Kobe Bryant had momentum. Paul Pierce had momentum. Tom Brady had momentum. Everybody had momentum, man. Heck, Kevin James, I worked for him. He had momentum. I don't care if they were actors, snowboarders, skiers, Olympic people. They had momentum, man. Michael Phelps had momentum. I envied that so bad. I said, man, how do I get on a train that never stops, baby? That's what I really like. You know, I never really was going after getting rich. I was going after a life full of momentum. I wanted to pick up where I dropped off the day before. I never wanted to stop. I wanted to be able to see all the things that I did the years before, and I wanted to see that my life actually had risen. Things had happened from that behavior, right? I tell you what, man, that's why, you know, I don't brag, but the Lambo to me is like a little trophy in life. When I drive it, the sun hits me because the top's down. The sun couldn't hit me if the top ain't down. I never had a car where I get hot from the sun, man. And the sun energy is great, man. 15 minutes of sun a day. So driving the Lambo a day is good for you, right? So it all comes full circle, and it reminds me that I did something with my life, that I stayed doing one thing over and over again, and that there is rewards at the edge of the tunnel. And again, the true reward isn't the material goods. The reward is the fact that I'm free. I can take that ride at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't have to ask anybody for my time, all right? The key thing is when you do leave the 9 to 5, you must be your own boss now. And that's tough. Now you need to be disciplined. You need to be a bit of a drill sergeant to yourself. You need to have rules and schedules that you do not miss. My Saturday night stream, it gets pretty quiet on the summer. Who wants to be sitting in front of their computer 8 p.m. on a summer night? Not many people are going to be there. Sometimes it's a college football game. Sometimes I show up to that stream every Saturday night. I dang well know it's not the greatest time slot. I know it's not going to be the biggest. Sometimes it is. But man, I do that stream every Saturday night because that's my schedule. That's the day I said I'm going to do it. And nothing else matters to that, you know? And if you have that type of rigid discipline, I'm telling you, it's going to help your trading, your wife, your kids, every part, your relationships. People will respect and love you. You don't have to say a word to them. You just have to keep being a consistent person. You do that every single day, things are going to pan out for you over time. I'm telling you right now. I know this isn't exactly trading advice because I don't give trading, but this is life advice. This is something that you could put in every single piece of your life. And it starts off with telling yourself you're going to do something you cannot. I used to tell myself, I'm going to go to the gym next week. I didn't do it. I said I was going to go to the gym so many times, I didn't do it. I stopped believing in myself, man. And that sucks. When you're in a room alone, when you're working a night shift and you don't believe in yourself, that can be depressed. That's depression, man. You know, and that's lack of momentum. So I know exactly how it is to be down. I know exactly how it is to be up. And I've lived both lives. And I'm never going back to the old one. I'll tell you that right now. And I can see my old habits creep in when they begin, and I X them out immediately. I listen to Jim Rohn every day. I keep good people in my life because this keeps you consistent. So, 100%. All right. And again, have a schedule. You got to have a schedule every single day. Let's get back to Ethereum. I went on a tangent there. But see, this is your uptrend for Ethereum. You can see it actually lost the trend. It lost the trend line like that it had. So you could expand it and say, okay, it's a bigger trend line. I get that. But it has to hold this trend line. If not, you can see Ethereum is going to fall back down to $1,000. I mean, where it's its main, look, it's right here, stuck on a high volume node. It loses that. There's a gap all the way back to 392. Now, is it going back to $400? I don't know, honestly. Is it possible? It is. Sad to say. There's a chance. 1,700, 1,500, I think are basically viably on the table. So if we don't get, basically this monthly candle cannot close below these two right here. It can't happen. That monthly candle cannot close below 1750, 1770 right there. If it does, you're basically coming to 1586. And if you lose that, you could definitely come back down here to about 1169. So if the whole market really wants to recover, what everyone's looking for is you're looking for a green candle close in March, right? Next to this red candle, you got to have it. You got to get a tweezered bottom here, green candle, and then we can long with the stop below and we can begin to kind of get out of this mess. And even if that's the case and that's what happens, I mean, look at it. Like it's going to consolidate and then eventually break out in September of 2027 or something? I'm just going on the TA, guys. I'm not trying to be, rude here. And then Ethereum's at $10,000 by 2028? I think that's, and then you 5X from now. I think that's pretty sweet. You'd 5X in about two and a half years. I mean, that's amazing, right? That's a 2.5X a year. This is the type of opportunity you need. So if you're on Ethereum and it's your thing, I think it is a great time to DCA. I'm not. I bought Ethereum, as I told you years ago. I have a relationship with it. I hold my 32 ETH. I stake ETH on the liquid staking. I've been liquid staking now for, I don't even know how long, a year and a half, 2 years. I don't even remember where the heck they are. You know, you put one in, then you grab the liquid stake, then you put that in. You can earn rewards on both things. It's having dual, you know what I mean? As long as you never lose the liquidity on Ethereum, your liquid stake stays staking. So I actually have to go, you can go to a place called DBank. It's a good place. Put in your address. It'll tell you everything you've been doing. Because if you've done so much DeFi like me, you might even forget what you've done. And you're like, what did I do with that address? What is it going on? How many chains did I attach? Where, you know, oh yeah, I did stake that stater on BNB that day. You know, whatever it is. Go to DBank. Let me show if I can show it here. Sometimes it shows like your old address and it pops in, so you don't want to show it on screen if you don't want to show an address. So let me just double check off screen here. Yeah, I don't have a connected wallet. So you'll go to dbank.com. DEBA. It's amazing. It also shows you whale. We could look at whales. Like, look at this guy, Master Child. Look at this guy. He's got 77 million right now. Let's go check this guy out. What is he doing? The DeFi whale, right? He's got 56 million BNB. He's got 10 mil on the ETH chain. He's got 6 mil on Circuit, which I don't even, you know, what is Circuit? See, like, what does he do? Okay. He's on Arbitrum. Because there's still a lot of DeFi platforms that are paying, you know, 20% a year, 50, 67% a year, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, see now, I think, yeah, so here's the DeFi whale. It shows his address. He's got 46 million. And you can just kind of see, what the heck is this guy doing? He's got 894,000 on Hyperliquid. He's got $41 million on BNB chain. Like, you know, he likes this Venus coin. He's got 33 million in Venus. He's on the Wombat exchange for $1,000. He's trying it out. But it's interesting, right? You can see, what is this guy doing with his money? And he might be worth 400 mil. He might just be playing around with 46 mil. You know what I mean? This might just be his fun money. And that's crazy, man. There's so many levels to this world that, like, someone's funny money could be your net worth, bro. Like, and that's why if you compare yourself to someone else, it can get depressing. That's why they say, right, comparison is the root of is the killing of happiness or something. Just go against yourself every day. Are you doing better than you were the day before? You're doing great. You see what I'm saying? Stop stressing everyone's big wins. Stop stressing all this, like, you know, everyone's, oh, I made, you know, 800%. That's great. I'm not hating on it. I love it. But just don't let it stress you out or make you do something out of character because you're trying to chase a gain. Every time you're chasing something, there's fear involved. Remember that. And when you have fear involved, there's no love. When there's no love, lack of gratitude is lack of abundance. So I have to get this. I need. These are fear words. They're telling the universe that you're unable to get them, so you're probably going to do something that you shouldn't be doing, or even if it's not like unmoral, it might just be overly emotional. You know, you might just be pushing yourself into a place that your comfort zone doesn't suit you, and that doesn't work, right? So again, why you should find your tribe, help find your frequency. That way you can stay aligned. So are you kidding me? Look at this. I guess I mismanaged a short. I didn't realize what I did, and I made $2,000. I'm going to take profits right now because I didn't realize how big I made the trade. When Billy came in, I got distracted, and I just made $1,600 by accident. I'm going to take the money there off the short. That was a giant trade. I guess it was like a freaking $250,000 trade that I didn't realize I had gone all in on. Thank God I checked it. My goodness. But hey, that's how you make $1,600 in 10 minutes. The book by Sam Price. Did you guys see that? Someone's like, ball. It's like, I earned mine. Did anyone else take the short? It went to 66,350. That's a great mistake. Look at the size of that, Sammy. I'm telling you, man, I think God's just giving me everything he can to make me happy these days because my foot, bro. Last night, it was nerve pain. It's like your brain starts telling you. I knew it was like, I'm messing with my circulation because I'm keeping the foot up. And the right side of the foot, I got shooting pain, and I knew it was my nerve, man. I was like, this is my nerves, man. It's all numb back there. I feel it was nerve pain, and it was every minute, sometimes twice a minute, felt like someone was stabbing me. And I could actually feel the pattern of the pain. It felt like it was a circle felt like it went in, did a circle, and winged away. I can't explain it. Like, I could feel a pattern every time I did it. And it was, oh my God, it was insane. And I kept telling my wife, like, if this keeps happening, like I didn't have this 2 days ago. And then I woke up today, my foot was blue. My wife goes, oh my God, your foot's blue. I said, I know, I'm a freaking Smurf. I'm fucking Papa Smurf over here. But my foot's blue. She's like, why is your foot blue? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, stop. I'm on the couch. Crypto Billy had to come out and like calm everything down, you know? Oh my God, man. I really did just make gains though. That's so crazy, right? And again, if I left that trade open, it looks like I might have maybe 20 racks. Like if I let that trade go and we hit 63,000, I got in right there. Remember, I got in at like, damn, I got to look at this trade. Hold on. We got to look at that trade. Let's see what we got after fees. Cause I jumped out like just kind of crazily there. Oh, $1,000, man. And it said 1,600, kind of shady. Right. But I guess I got out too fast. The position was, what was the position size? Oh, it was a $416,000 trade. That's why. Yeah, it was almost a $500,000 trade. Wow, I'd be in the money. If I just kept it going right now, I'd be in the money too. Anyway, I'm gonna re-enter this. I'm gonna re-enter this trade. I'm gonna re-enter this trade. Because it looks like it's gonna make a right shoulder. You see that? I believe I got Bitcoin's number today. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's gonna continue lower. And we're live trading here on MEXC. Least fees in the game. See that big position? The fees were small. You know what I'm saying? So that looks like it could go lower, man. Looks like I should enter now, honestly. I thought I took the risk well, though. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So let's see here. Stop loss could still be above the 200 moving average. Take profit could be 62,469. And, oh, sorry, I always do that. 62,469 because I'm used to longing more than shorting. And 67,524. Again, after that, I feel like I should just chill. YouTuber makes $1,000 by accident. Not trading. Crazy Sam. Good job. So yeah, people that are like, they're like a few minutes back. They're just seeing it. They're just seeing it now and commenting on it. You just made almost my entire monthly paycheck on accident. Your funny money. Yeah, I was just talking about how someone else's funny money is like, you know, like the other day I was in my neighborhood and I saw this guy and I saw a boat outside his house and I looked at the boat. It had 400s on it. I could tell the boat itself was like $1 million, $800,000 boat. The engines. Then he had like a $100,000 truck. And I did the math. I'm like, that's like $4 million. Like outside his house. And his house was like $2 million. And I was like, damn, man, I feel poor as hell. Just looking at this guy. Like, I'm just like, I feel broke right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy, man. The levels to it all. The levels to it all. So look, this should bounce up and make a right shoulder, giving us a better entry. It should bounce up, make a right shoulder, and give us the perfect time to get in, right? Technically. And what I like this too, it negates that. It negates the diamond now. Like the diamond's kind of like, that's not happening, right? Because it's so sloppy. If it were to be a diamond, we had to come up here and get really nice and tight on the right side. We didn't do that. So already it's disrespecting the diamond pattern, which was the only hopium copium I had for a possible move back to the upside. It didn't look like we were going to get that stretch. So, and look, the stochastics were high when I got into that trade. And then I get out as we head towards the bottom line. See how I'm trading stochastics RSI? I don't mention them as much as I used to, but they're really like why I do it. It's funny. I was talking to Jamie the other day, Zeno, who works with me, basically runs the company with me in many ways, does so much. And he also makes sure the Discord is tight and right. And he was like, Sam got me with the hook. He pulled me in one day. He's like, I was watching him on BitBoy and he said, I'm the only guy that trades stochastics RSI like this. And I was like, what does he mean? I had to see what he was saying. And then the next thing you know, like I was working with him, and it's just, and I love how I use the stochastics RSI. They're really simple. They're really simple, and they can teach you what's likely going to happen with high accuracy. They're accurate. They're amazingly accurate. They really are. It's crazy that I looked at the trade when I did. It's funny. I did get distracted. Have you noticed, right when I opened the trade, I was down $100? That never happens to me. You know what I mean? So I was like, why am I already down $100? Because it was such a big trade that even by being off by like a couple bucks, The second that, I got in at 66,250, or if it went to like 66,245, or like, see how it just changed from 246 to 233. That $15 is a lot of money when you're trading leverage like that, right? And don't do this at home, please. Don't like mistakenly trade 400 grand. That doesn't happen all the time. We don't do that regularly. We're pretty good about it, So the risk management, it could have went the other way, right? I would have looked at it. I could have been down 5 racks, and it wouldn't have been so funny. So that's why I got out. I was like, man, you know what? I'm not playing with fire. Like, you know what I mean? And honestly, I have surgery tomorrow. If that's my last trade before my head's like, if I trade into surgery, I don't think that's a great idea, right? Like, probably, you know what I mean? There's definitely other things on my mind. But hey, when I see it, I see it. Like, that makes a right shoulder. You're below the 200 moving average. It is what it is. Like, flip it upside down. We got our descending triangle beginning to form. That's the model we trade every single day long. Why can't we trade it short? So it might just continue to fire off right now and go out of nowhere to the pump. Or it might make the right shoulder. Either one, to me, it's likely going down. You see? I'm just trying to perfect the entry. Doesn't really matter if I keep my stop where I have it there. So look, I could risk 1,000 for 34. I could risk half of what I made, or 300 for 1,200. You see? Now, and what I like to do is risk half of what I already made, even sometimes a third. Depends on the day. If the day's really awesome, I go hard again. If the day's sketchy, I don't even trade at all. It depends, right? You got to kind of read the market. This looks like it's just going to dump really hard, in my humble opinion. Yeah, look how the 1 minute got rejected by the 200. Look at the 1 minute in a descending triangle. See it? Dude, the descending triangle is your friend. I'm telling you. It can make you so much money because it just like, I've never seen a pattern more reliable. Even Master Friend, he was like, man, that thing dumps every time you put it out. I know. Every single time. The oil trade's doing well. It's up like 30%, 25%. Yeah. The gold trade wasn't doing as well as the oil trade for whatever reason. They were like offsetting. And look, there's the dump I was talking about right there. I see it was about to happen. Man, I would be up like $3,000 if I just let that trade cook now. See how many woulda, shoulda, couldas there are in trading? And if you're a woulda, shoulda, could person, then you're going to do woulda, shoulda, coulda all day long. And it's kind of going to get in your head. So every single time your brain has a chance to go to gratitude, you got to do it. So I have to be like, man, I'm so grateful I made 1,000. In the back of my mind, I'm like, why couldn't I get the 1,700 though? I have to be honest. So I have to be like, don't think like that, Sam. You got 1,000. It happened live. I could have lost in front of everybody. That kind of stinks. Losing in front of people stinks. I'm telling you right now, I don't care how great it, you time and time again. I don't like to lose trades in front of people. It's just not fun, man. It's not my thing, I'm not like, hey, look at me. I lost, but I know what's going to happen. As a trader, you're not going to win every trade. So I have to come to terms with the fact that I'm going to lose live. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Huh. And you can you see how this is making a head and shoulder pattern too? Right? And it looks like it could go lower. I'll tell you, man, the pain in this leg, bro. And then you put it up here, but then the back is bruised. So if it leans against something, it hurts. The heel is freaking sore. My foot is like cold and purple. It's crazy. Whatever. It's all good. I hear my dad, nobody cares. That's what my dad said. Nah, nobody cares, bro. Just keep moving, man. I'll be good as new sooner than later, right? And it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, you can see Bitcoin rolling over on the bigger time frames too. Like let's zoom out again for a second here. And just trying to show you what I see happening. Did you guys learn a lot today? Did you learn a lot today? Did anyone see something they never saw before? Did anyone short for the first time? Put a 444 if you learned something you never knew today. Put a 555 if I just solidified something you've been working on. And put a 333 if you're just so happy to be here, man, and you're blessed. I mean, I want to see them 444s. I want to see them 333s. I want to see them 555 souls, man. Astor, please, Sammy. Good luck for tomorrow. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for sending a super chat my way. You didn't have to give, but you will. That'll come back tenfold for you, my friend. Tenfold that will come back. Anyone that gives, I'm telling you right now, if you're willing to give, you've figured it out. Once I started opening up my hand, man, once I realized that giving was the answer, my frequency raised. And once my frequency raised, I had big thoughts, big ideas. You know what I mean? It changed my ability to do everything in life. And I was like, oh, that's the answer. Sometimes you don't have thoughts. You like writer's block. You know, some of you, when you want to write, you know, everyone has writer's block in their own thing. Like they just don't seem to have that spark like they used to, or they can't come up with the energy. And I'm telling you, man, go do something for someone else. Go give. And I'll tell you what, man, somehow there'll be a rejuvenation to you and you'll have the idea you've been waiting on. Like, I don't care if it's math, science, like it's going to happen. Look, this is remember when we shorted this? And I told you that was the short there and we took the dump. Then we longed the bottom on the wick and then I sold here. Same story, Morning Glory. It looks like we're going lower here too, right? See, I mean, that's a descending triangle on the 4-hour time frame. And it's the head and shoulder pattern. They wicked it once. They put you right there. I mean, technically you could get in now, but it's technically behind the breakout, and it's coming for a possible double bottom, right? And we showed this to you on the flip side. I just want to kind of make it clear, right? And then you even like this way. It does say you can get in right now with a stop, and it does say, the way I look at it, yeah, like I should have just stayed in my shorts, but I got to stop. See, even I do it all the time. I'm in the habit. But it would have been, the shorts would have paid off. I'm happy I got them. I'm grateful for the money I made. There could be some more to get. How about that? I'm grateful for the money I made. I am very grateful for what I did today. How you speak to yourself creates a frequency, and it really matters. I'm telling you, when I was like, you know, when it didn't matter what I said, then my thoughts also kind of didn't matter, right? So people have no idea how much their thought changed, you know. I remember I met a neighbor for the first time just recently because, you know, I moved to 2 new places and I had new neighbors. And I meet the neighbor, she gets in and he goes, I'm terrible with names. It's the second thing he says out of his mouth when I meet him. And I you know what I said to my wife when we went inside? I said, that guy seems like such a nice guy. I said, I wonder what else he tells himself he's not good at. I said, I just met him for a minute, and he said he's terrible at names. I said, I was like, what else does he put himself? I said, maybe that's the only time he ever put himself down, but the odds are that's a habit for him because I just met the guy. You know what I mean? And I said to my wife, I said, I don't tell myself I'm bad at anything. I said, maybe I'm conceited, maybe I'm egotistical, but I said, how are you going to start anything saying that? You know? And I pointed it out to my kids. I said, don't ever tell yourself you're bad at something. You know what I mean? Because that's not fair to you. You got a chance. Give yourself a chance. You deserve a chance. You know what I mean? Like, be good to yourself. I guess this bear market is going to be dragged out a while longer. Everybody told you 66 was the bottom. 60K was the bottom. We're going to bounce. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not doing that stuff to you guys. I'm showing you ways to make gains on a daily basis. We figure out how to win chess by not telling ourselves what the opponent's going to do. You're going to go into a chess match saying, he's going to move, you know, R1, 5, 7, and, you know, and I'm going to win in 10 seconds. That's like saying, oh, they're going to drop it down to 60K. They're going to bounce it off 62. Then after 73, they're going to, and I'm going to just take a deep breath and say, I don't know what they're going to do to price action. But I'm going to learn from somebody that's been doing it for years, and maybe I can learn from what he's doing, right? A fisherman doesn't say he's going to pick, I'm going to catch 10 fish off the right side of the boat, and he sits on the right side all day. Like, what if all the fish were on the left side, man? You don't know where the fish are. Like, you're going to go with an open mind. I'm going to use my radar. I'm going to use the timing. I'm going to use what I know about fishing. And hopefully there'll be a good probability I can get some fish. But you don't tell yourself what's going to happen. Same thing and more. I'm going to die this way. They're going to get me from the back. They're going to get me from the side. You don't know where they're going to get you. If you know where they're going to get you, then they're definitely going to get you, right? Oh, they're going to get me from the back. I never have to look in front of me because they're going to come from the back. So I'm just going to always have a mirror like this. And then what's going to happen, right? So trading is the exact same way. It's financial. They're trying to financially get you out. You know, it's a war out here, man, for your money. Yeah, your family lives off your money. You live off your money. So, I mean, if as far as I'm concerned, it's a war for your livelihood. So you should take it seriously. You should have a plan every time you approach. It should be, I'd take it like, this is war to me. I strategically map out the plan. Right flank, left flank. Where's my reinforcements? Do I have, if it doesn't go right, do I have a situation, where do we bail to? So we can recoup. You know, do we keep some ammunition behind a bush in case I got to jump behind it? You know, there should be a fail-safe. God forbid. Doesn't mean you don't think, you know, I know the burn the boats theory. I get it, but, you know, and I in some sense, I believe in that. But not in strategical warfare, right? There's always got to be a plan in case things don't go exactly how you plan. So for me, this just looks like it is going to go lower. If you really, the 1 hour might give you some grace. Touch the 21 before it pumps. This would be nice if the 1 hour can make a nice flag and we can get into the short tonight. And now look, I'm trading just like I trade bullishly now because they've clearly told me that the trend is my friend. So remember, I'm a bullish trader. The second we got above the 200 moving average, I would be longing the chart, right? We got back above the 200. Every time we make a flag and we touch the 21 above the 200, I would be longing. This is upside down. You see? So you can kind of start getting a sense of why I see. Yet again, I don't tell you what's going to happen in the market. I show you my thought process and let you follow along. Like you should be like, oh, Sam should be short because the 21's below the 200. And I know Sammy likes to long when the 21's above the 200. So what would he do if it's the opposite? Maybe he'd be shorting the market, right? And look, I haven't gotten back into a trade since that trade. I've been smart about it. And it's been chip chopping around ever since, around 66K. So what I'm looking for is a bounce back up for the bulls. They'll get a little too excited. We'll get tight. I mean, somewhere around here tonight, it tells me, this is the 50-minute chart. I hold shift. I go sideways with the plus sign. And it tells me we got, I don't know, 8 hours, somewhere between, I'd say 4 and 7 hours, somewhere in there. Or, and again, maybe it just goes on a massive dump, but I'm looking for consolidation. They messed around a lot today. They went up and down. Now we're looking for some consolidation. And remember, the bigger time frame looks bearish as heck. The 4 hour rolled over on you. And we were able to see that. We were able to call that and see that. So there, yeah, I mean, that's, it is what it is. Right? Funny, I came up with a funny saying, no forced entry, right? Like, that's what they say when it's a B&E, and something else I don't want to talk about. But the idea is this, don't force your entries, man. If that makes you laugh or not, focus on a system and a plan. If you're late and you don't know why you're late, then you don't have a system. You see? You should know when to execute and why. Every single time you get into a trade. If you can't answer those questions, why am I doing this? Then you shouldn't be doing it. Understand? Yeah. And that's hard for people because they want to be in the game. They want to feel the feeling of trading. They want to be a part of it all, but they're not ready for it. Like the guy today said, I can't do this with the $100, but I keep losing and $100 is boring. And I said, well, you ever go to the gym and you want to lift the big weights and you have to start with the little ones and know that everyone's looking at you with these tiny little weights. And I said, hey, that's how you got to start though. It's okay. You don't deserve the big weights yet. You haven't put in the work. You don't get to look big and huge yet. You haven't put in the work. But you know what? A couple years from now, you'll be that guy lifting bigger weights. And then you'll see the little dude like you were with his first little set, and you'll realize nobody was actually laughing at you. They're actually proud of you because they figured you were starting your journey like they did one day. And people in the gym are actually pretty nice because they're all people that are helping themselves. I found many helpful people in the gym. So it's a good place to go if you're kind of like, you're lost, you have no lack of discipline. Go get some energy. Go get some frequencies from people that are showing up every day. And if you show up at the same time every day, you'll find someone that will too. And that should inspire you. You're like, oh, there, yeah, hey. And you wave at each other. Yeah, he's there every day, man. And you're like, never miss, baby. Whatever you got to do to motivate yourself. Maybe it's a group. Maybe it's, maybe it's my trading group. Maybe you want to go to cryptolifer.com. Jump on in. Maybe me every single morning is just what you need. Someone that shows up every day and pushes themselves. Maybe it'll help you do the same. So I see Bitcoin continuing to dump, but it's away from the 21. I want to see it get tight, just like this. And I see an entry on a short later on today in about 4 hours. So what I do is I set this up. I set an alert. I go have lunch with Crypto Billy. You know what I mean? And I come back to more money when the time is right? You don't force things. Forcing things is why most people are down and out. Right? You got to prepare, wait, and channel that into a winner. And if you lose, you lose. You put what you're willing to risk every time. All right. Thank you for the $98 in chat revenue. Let me take a look at all the super chats here. And thank you for the $20. Ariel Gustavo sets 20 gifted memberships. You didn't have to do that, man. That's so nice of you, Mr. Mora. Astor, please, Sammy. Can you check gold and oil trades? Yeah, something is excuse me. I gotta log in, and for some reason I can't see it. I can't see it right now. But I'll post them to the group. We'll make sure we keep you updated. I don't know why I can't see it right now. I just got so many windows open that it's like, I think I got to sign in and sign out. Huh. The balance is there. It just, what the heck? Anyway, I got to log in and log back out. That's all. It's nothing to do on that. It's just, damn, man, the short's dipping. Dipping like Pippin. Let me take a look here on MEXC. I might miss the entry here, right? Yeah, that thing is gone. Look at that thing. I would be up massively if I just let that thing cook. If I didn't see the trade until now, oh my gosh, that would be insane. Probably would be like $6 grand. It's okay. I'm not shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm super excited about what happened. I just like to go over the idea of what could have been. Shoulder head. I mean, that's a look at that. That's a inverted. That's a head and shoulder right there. Descending triangle right now. Looks like it's gonna go lower. Yeah, 65, man. Anyway, I'm going to just chill with my idea that I have on that 15. Flip it upside down. And I'm just going to wait for that 21 to, I believe they're going to start to go sideways together, and then I'm going to be able to get my entry. I'm sticking to my original idea. You know, like circle A, you know, and then you erased it, you circle B, and then you're like, I should have stuck with A. Yeah. I'm going to stick with A. So I'll be back later on in the trading group to teach you guys kind of what I see happening if I get into the short, if not. And I want to see this kind of mellow out, go sideways and create another entry for us. But I want the best entry possible. Okay? The absolute best entry possible. Anyway, that's it for me for the day. I've been talking for 2 hours. My foot needs a rest, and I'm excited. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all for being absolutely amazing and awesome. It was one of the best live streams I've had in a long time. Super awesome to see all the comments and everybody out there. Oh, I got to do Aster. Oh, yeah, I got to finish all these. Sorry, I'm off today. I rode the short you gave. It was amazing. Wishing you more success tomorrow and a full speed of recovery. And know you'll knock it out the park. Godspeed. Thank you so much, Crypto McFerdy. Wishing you all the best for your surgery, Sammy. Appreciate all you do for us. Thank you, El Toro. Good luck on your transition. Jimmy, God bless you. Can you check on gold trades? Aster. And let's just take a look at oil for you. USOIL. Well, actually, we looked at it already earlier today, if you remember. I'm trading that crude, bro. I'm trading that crude. But yeah, it's breaking out. I see a bullish retest to the continuation. All right, it's got a beautiful uptrend too going. You could actually put it inside of a bigger channel and say it's just going to get tighter and break out again. But yeah, I see oil go to $70. That's my target. That's where I'm going to be getting out. And it looks like it can happen somewhere by, I don't know, Valentine's Day, February 16th or 17th. And then we'll take a look at gold for you. Yeah, I saw gold breaking out of this tight channel. We talked about gold. We got into the gold trade there. Gold went sideways and up. And I see the dollar just, you know, struggling over time and not doing well. And people are going to start positioning themselves in gold and oil, especially with like, there's talks of this fear stuff, this war stuff. I'll tell you, there's going to be no war because we have a discombobulator. I'm telling you. And they told you to your face the other day, but people didn't listen. Like, Trump's like, I called it. It's amazing. I called it the discombobulator. They didn't even know what was going on. They had no clue. So, like, the second we roll up on someone, they try to do something, and next thing you know, they're discombobulated. And then we just send them a message like, stand down. Like, we got something you don't have. Like, you don't want to play this game. And then they go, damn, you're right. And they don't tell anybody. Because they don't want to look, and they say, you know, don't tell your news, keep this under wraps, and we'll let you slide. But otherwise, we'll tell everyone that we stronghold you and you can't move. And you don't want the whole world knowing you can't move, right? No. So just, and that's, I'm telling you right now, it's happening behind the scenes, whether you think I'm crazy or not. And so I don't believe in a world war because it's already been done. Like, we've already basically showed them that it ain't happening. You're going to actually go with the way you're being told. It ain't going to work, you know? Anyway. It could be one of my crazy premonitions that never came true. But I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't have fear. Don't live in fear. Don't give in to the fear mongering. And always have a plan. Always keep pushing. Gold at 5,077 an ounce, baby, on that 77. So the gold trades are looking good. The oil trades are looking good. And the Bitcoin short is looking good. So, hey, so far so good, man. We nailed it today. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Thank you for jumping on. Remember, you're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. The secret to success is getting started.